Hello and welcome to the Enthusiast Garage. In this video I'm going to show you how to change your oil level sensor on an E46 M3. So we're going to be using a Hella brand oil sensor. Hella brand is the OEM. It's much cheaper than the actual OEM with a BMW on it. This is the same one as BMW, same one from the factory. It just came straight from Hella. It doesn't have the BMW stamp on it. This one was about $80. The BMW stamped one is like $250. Same exact part, just doesn't have the stamp. So I'm gonna be changing it. The kit from ECS Tuning also comes with 3 new nuts, so you don't have to reuse the old ones. The reason I'm changing this sensor is on the dashboard inside my car, the oil level stopped working, the oil temperature gauge stopped working, and every time when I first turn on the car, yellow engine oil light will pop up for 3 seconds. And that's an indication that your sensor is faulty and it's not working the right way. So let's get to it. All right, first step is to lift up the car. I'm fortunate to have a lift here, but if you don't, you can jack up the front of the car where the jack pads are and put your jack stands either on the frame of the car, and you only have to lift the front side of the car. You don't have to lift the whole area. I'm already in the process of changing oil, so usually it's the best time to change your oil level sensors when you're changing oil because you have to drain the fluid anyways. If you just recently change oil, that's fine. You don't have to change the filter, but I don't recommend, of course, using the old oil, so might as well do just a whole full oil change. I do have another video in my channel on how to do the whole oil change process on the E46 M3, so you can go and watch that. But in this video, I'm only gonna be changing the sensor. So I already drained the fluid. It got no oil right now. The oil drain plug is torqued. The next step would be to remove the 12 bolts that hold the cover here, the heat shield cover, and it's 16mm bolts. So let's get to it. All right, after you remove the 12 bolts, there's 3 8mm screws over here they have to remove to detach it from the plastic cover. All right, so I had also 3 same kind of screws in the back that I had to remove. And now you can remove the whole shield and put it aside. All right, after you remove the cover, you can clearly see the sensor now, and there's a plug. The plug, you just squeeze the 2 tabs on the side and you wiggle it out. Be careful you don't break anything on it. It's usually very brittle plastic. And then you remove the 3 10mm bolts. All right, so that's the sensor I removed from the car. As you guys can see, it's a Hella brand and it got that BMW stamp. That's what I was talking about in the beginning of the video. That's the one I got from ECS Tuning. It's the exact same part number. Both of them are Hella, both of them made in Germany. It's the same part, same stamping, same everything. The only difference is the one from Hella, as you guys can see, they scrape out that BMW and they get to sell it for way cheaper. When they have that BMW, then it's sold by the BMW dealership and they mark it up big time. Here's the inside, different color seal, and I think that's because of a newer revision. This, I can tell this is the original one from the car from back in 2006, so they probably changed the rubber seals since then. And I don't see any damage. Of course, you're not gonna see damage. When sensors go out, it's hard to tell what happened with them. So I'm gonna put the new one on. I did notice that the kit came with nuts, but in my car, I don't have studs coming out of my oil pan. It got the bolts coming out, the 10mm bolts I just removed, so I'm just gonna reuse the 10mm bolts. All right, now I'm gonna put the new sensor on. Make sure to oil up the seal on it before you put it. Don't put in the sensor dry, just put some oil on it. I'm gonna reuse the 3 10mm bolts. All right, the torque spec on them is 10 Newton meter, so pretty much hand tight. You don't have to go too high on it. I'm not gonna use a torque wrench on it because it's just 10 Newton meter. I am gonna use a contact WD-40 contact cleaner on the electrical connector. I can see there's grime on the outside. The inside looks clean, but just in case, I don't want it to cause any issues, and I have to remove everything later on to fix this. Make sure you hear the click. All right, now we're gonna put back the front aluminum shield cover, and we're gonna put everything in reverse order. So I'm gonna start by putting the 8mm screws on the front and back, and then I'm gonna move it around to line it up with all the holes. I'll just put them finger tight, all of them, and then I'll torque it down. All right, so they're all loose now, but make sure you put all of them on before you start torquing them down, just so you know that the plate is not shifted. Because if you start torquing one side, when you start trying to put the other side on, they're not gonna line up. All right, now we're gonna move to torquing them down. The torque spec on them is 60 Newton meter and then 90-degree angle on it. And it's really important to torque it down the right way, because all these bolts are connected to your suspension component. If any of them are still a little bit loose or not torqued that much, you're gonna hear some squeaking every time you hit a bump or when you turn, creaking noises, squeaking noises. It's because of that plate. It's a very common issue. People usually disregard the torque spec and just use the impact or tighten it by hand, but no, this torque on it is very high, 60 Newton meter and then 90-degree angle. I like to torque it from the outside in, and I don't like to do one side and do the other, so I'll do opposite sides. So I'll start from this side here. Okay, so that's the torque, that's 60 Newton meter, and then you have to do 90-degree turn. So you just do a quarter turn. All right, that's 90-degree. All right, so that's 60 and then 90-degree after it. Yeah, it's a very tight bolt. And then I'm gonna do this corner now. All right, that's 60 degrees and then 60 Newton meter. Now I'm gonna do the 90-degree. All right. All right, that's it. I like to go around them one more time just to make sure that I didn't miss any of them. But that's it for this sensor. Lower the car now, turn on the car, and see if the dash is working. All right, I just took it for a spin to see if the oil gauge gonna move. And it started moving, started going up, so it's working now. I'm glad that was the fix. It's a pretty simple fix. Thank you guys for watching, and see you on the next one. Bye.